All right, guys, so like I said, I'm trying something different as far as how I am videoing this, so maybe this will go more smoothly this week. Let's cross our fingers. All right, so I say lessons April 21st and 23rd. I'm missing the one. I'm really sorry. Because, for gold days, that's Tuesdays and Thursdays, so that's why this is structured the way this is. But you can work on it whenever you feel like you need to. That's up to you. All right, so what I said here is I hope all of you are doing very well this week. I've enjoyed looking at your journals and reading logs so far, and I can't wait to see what you can learn about yourself and your habits as readers. This week we need to capitalize on these things because we do not have much time. I'll be contacting each of you individually if you are missing anything. You need to make sure you have everything, and please. Now, let's get started with this week's agenda. So, first, on Thursday, you will have a question in Google Classroom that asks you about the setting of the story you've chosen to read. So whatever book you picked, it has a setting. We need to focus on that. You need to consider how the setting affects the plot of the storyline. So the question will ask something like, how is this specific setting affecting the overall plot of your story so far? Because the author picked that setting for a reason. They didn't just, oh, I like Alaska, I'm going to put it in Alaska. No, it has to have a reason. So look at its impact. How is it making a difference? All right, so your daily reading is supposed to be 25 minutes minimum. Your first reading log that should reflect 2 weeks of reading will be graded this week. So it's all good. Some of you have sent me them already for me to just look over, make sure you're doing it right. Those are the ones I was referring to in the greetings. But in general, it's not actually due into this week because I'm looking at the first 2 weeks of your reading. Keep in mind, we only have 4 weeks of school left now. So this is super important. In order to make this work, your next task is going to be to take the number of pages you have left in your book and divide that by 3. So let's say that your book has 150 pages. Hopefully it has more. I made that suggestion last week, but and then you've read 25 pages of it. Okay, we'll take the difference, like how many pages you actually have left to read, and divide that number by 3. And then that's going to be how many pages you need to read each week moving forward. Most of you can get this book done much faster than that. Okay, but this is a great way to plan out a reading log that allows you to manage your time the best to make sure you're knocking it out. When you finish your book, you can get a test grade by doing a book talk. You can do it on paper, you can do it on video. I'll actually put up some examples of book talks and things like that closer to the end so that you can see it. It'll be, end of next week, beginning of the next, just so you can be looking at it. Very simple, very easy. Remember, a satisfactory grade is 100%, and it's really going to be helpful for your grade. That's a test grade, people. If you finish another book and you have a reading log to prove it, then you can get another test grade just for reading it. You don't even have to do anything else with it. So for this week's writing task, you're going to focus on something you already know a lot about, you. So for your journal, I'm just trying to give you some options. All right, so consider what has been the most important to you while being at home. Since I've been at home, I have realized that things that I needed to get done, which I know seems really odd because I have a newborn baby, but I realized, oh my gosh, I could get this done and get this done, and it is school related, believe it or not. It actually has helped me to get prepared moving forward into what I may end up teaching next year or beyond, whatever. So that's been really good for me. But I have noticed that, and this kind of goes with what are you missing the most? I'm one of those people that I like to be social. I like to have friends. I like to talk to people. And not being able to get out and my friends that I have not being able to come see Harper or spend time with her. Think of it this way. Right now, she's in this time of her life when she is developing the ability to understand and associate faces. So all these people that she's not getting to see, including her own grandparents very much at all, it could be a struggle as she's getting older with us trying to let her be comfortable with these people because she's never met them in person. What do you want to do differently when life gets back to normal? I think I'm going to be more focused on spending that time that I didn't prioritize. I put so much into my work and things like that I don't make time for family and friends like I should. Have your goals changed? Maybe some. I have more motivation to finish this degree that I'm working on. So just these little things like that, guys. This is just an example. These are things I want you to talk about in your journal because It's easy to talk about. It's about you. You don't really have to think it through. So, when you do this, consider different topics. You can write it in paragraphs that signify changes in place, time, topic, or speaker. So, like I just gave you a ton of examples in the last slide. Don't just ramble. Write and get your feelings out, and then move on to a new topic. Don't just keep writing about stuff and just saying the same thing over and over again, because it's not going to help you as a writer. And finally, of course, I love you, and you are fabulous, and I will see you soon. It will all be over soon, I promise. Thank you, and have an awesome week.